So we are here with Dirk Jasper, the product marketing manager for Nikon Europe. Hello, Dirk.
Hello, good, great to have you here.
Yes, we've talked about, I think, 4 years ago in Photokina 2012, so this is another interview with you. Let's start by talking about autofocus and video. And Canon has their dual pixel technology, Sony has their own video technology, as well as Panasonic. Do the people in Nikon think that autofocus technology in video is important because currently you don't have basically the same capabilities as the other manufacturers?
Well, definitely it is important. I mean, you should not forget that Nikon introduced the focal plane AF with the Nikon One system. And the Nikon One system truly is a superior autofocus system in the mirrorless segment. There is no question that other manufacturers have technology adopted similar to that or developed different technologies which fulfill a similar purpose. And yes, for us, we see that autofocus also in video is a very important thing. So you are of course stating the fact that we don't have the technology yet in our DSLR, which is true. So, but that has to do with the fact that we gave a different priority to other technologies. If we look at the Nikon D5, the Nikon D500, which were introduced earlier this year, the focus was clearly to create something which is up to the job to hunt down fast-moving subjects in still photography. High frame rates, accurate autofocus, and with the new 153-point autofocus system we introduced, that actually nailed it. So the feedback from all the pro photographers is overwhelming. They love it. But yes, you could say we let down a bit on the moving side of things. Definitely mirrorless systems have advantages there over the current DSLRs we offer, yes.
Okay. Let's talk about the phase Purnell technology that you introduced in the Nikon 300mm f4.
Yeah.
We actually tried it and it's really amazing camera, both in terms of autofocus that we just talked about, but also it's so compact and light. It's, I think, half the weight and half the size of the previous 300mm f4.
Yeah.
And the question is, what about other lenses with this technology, maybe other telephoto lenses?
Well, we have chosen, for example, if you look into the last telephoto lenses we introduced, we have chosen for fluoride, which has certain advantages in terms of resolution and especially flare, how to handle with flare. That's where phase Fresnel has certain disadvantages. So taking that into consideration, we took a different path. The 300 f4 definitely is built to be compact and very small, and we achieved that with the phase Fresnel, and the results are amazing, as you just pointed out. It might well be that there will be products in the future with phase Fresnel, but yeah, talking about what we have now, we chose a different direction, especially for the pro lenses. Not to compromise the quality.
I understand, but I think a lot of our readers will be very happy to see something like 500mm 5.6 with phase Purnell. It's going to be very interesting.
I can imagine, especially after the 300 f4 doing such a great job, but you know, it's not my position to
suggest future products or talk about.
Well, suggestion is one thing. Talking to you about future products, definitely not.
Of course. Okay, so let's talk about the Nikon DL cameras, the small compact cameras. You actually introduced them or displayed them in the past, but they haven't been on display here on Photokina.
No, unfortunately not. DL, we will still have them, no worry about that. So the point is really that we had to go back because we at Nikon, we have a certain idea of quality and how it should look like and what should it be capable of. And there was a problem with the hardware in the camera, actually with the CPUs, which handle the whole imaging processing.
So it wasn't connected to the problem with the Sony factory and the airflow?
No, actually not. No, actually not. So that's
a different problem.
Problem, so to say. the point was that in internal testing and our quality control, we thought, okay, that's not good enough. We are a premium brand, and these should be premium cameras. And well, we said, okay, we need to get back to the drawing board to do it right, which is not very nice, but I think it's a much better solution
Then afterwards, yeah.
Than deliver a product which is actually not fit for the market, or where we think it's not fit. So, yeah, we took a bold step, which is not very...
You just waited a few more months, basically.
But waiting is definitely not the right word. Basically, we did everything from the scratch was done, and that takes a lot of time to develop that. So it's actual hardware, a new architecture of the hardware, of the whole, processing unit, plus that you have to work on the software and test it and refine it, and then you have to manufacture it. So yeah, now you know where all these months come from.
So the schedule is going to be sometime next year, probably?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so this is more of a general question. Since basically our last interview in 2012, the camera market really shrank, I think, more than 50% in total. Not necessarily for Nikon, but the entire market. What did Nikon do, or what is doing currently to basically change its focus to adapt to the new market?
Well, we have a lot of products in industries which are not always visible to the public, actually. Nikon is, of course, a bigger corporation, having a lot of companies, subsidiaries, which work in all areas of the industry. If we talk purely about imaging, well, the launch which we did this year on Photokina with the 3 Nikon key missions, the Key Mission 360, 170 and Key Mission 80, that is definitely something to show also that we are broadening what we are offering. But we have invested in other industries as well. So in metrology, there was investments in biomedicine, in the medical area in general. There were investments over the last few years. And if you saw the speech at the press announcement, also we just announced that we invested into robotics on top. So we are diversifying. We are diversifying further. And before that, I mean, we have special business which is dealing, for example, with steppers, which are machines to create CPUs, to create TFT flat panel TV panels or sensors. So this is a special business for long. Industrial optics, microscopy, sport optics. So that we have a wide band of industry applications. So so we are changing and adapting to market needs, and the consumer imaging part is the one which is visible, but it's a part of the whole corporation.
Okay. Now, final question, something that came from one of our readers. He was asking about the FX line, but I think that he was actually referring to the higher end cameras, maybe the D810 line and the D5. And he was asking basically, what about built-in wireless technologies in those cameras? This is something that so far you had to buy a separate adapter, which is quite expensive actually. Is it something that you think about integrating into the future in these cameras?
Well, there has been a lot of discussion how to integrate that in the best way. We are also aware that other manufacturers are offering this type of technology. For the Nikon engineers, one of the facts was that they don't want to harm the integrity of the product. I mean, especially if you look at the D5.
Waterproofing and...
yeah, but also the D5, I mean, that's a titanium body. So, but actually to make Wi-Fi work, you need to leave a gap or a hole somewhere, because otherwise it doesn't work. And that would
compromise
the sturdiness of the product. So, and also we had quite a few discussions with professionals about that to get their opinion also in the past. And yes, there is a need on one side, and on the other side, professionals say, see, I need something which is strong, which covers 100 meter or more. And you can't do that with a small built-in thing. So it has been a discussion back and forth, but I wouldn't exclude it for the future. But this time we made the decision, no, we go for sturdiness, and then offer a solution which is actually for the wide range instead. So yeah, a D750
it does have one Wi-Fi.
It does have Wi-Fi built in, but also the range is limited, as everyone knows. So is for all other products which are on the market with this integrated Wi-Fi. So it's not a Nikon specific thing. It's actually in the technology itself.
Okay, thank you very much, Dirk.
Thank you.